Hey guys, and welcome to a secondary video that's going to be going up tonight. It's going to be another Rogue One video, and this is going to be about the Easter eggs that I saw when I was watching the film. So when I was watching the film, I'm a quite big Star Wars buff. Also, again, spoiler warning if you've not seen it, because this is going up just after the midnight showing in the UK. So I don't think it's actually out anywhere else yet, so if you've not seen it and do not want it spoiled, please leave the video now and come back after you've seen the film. Thank you. Anyway, this is going to be kind of my Easter eggs that I saw when I was watching the film, and I'll try and add some pictures if I can find any. So the first one that I spotted was Jyn Erso was being transported. You see it in the film, in the trailer, where she's being transported in some sort of machinery and the rebels come and attack it. That's actually what looks to be a clone turbo tank or a juggernaut tank, which was seen in Revenge of the Sith, and there's been Lego sets around it as well. So I'm going to try and throw a picture up there from probably the Revenge of the Sith, but you will see it. Secondly, which is actually one of the most shocking, in all honesty, that I saw, was that Grand Moff Tarkin makes a return, and if I'm correct, I can't remember properly, but I think his original actor actually passed away last year. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm sure there was something going around that he'd sadly passed away. And I presume what they've done is got an actor that looks a lot like him and then CG'd the rest of the actor's face. If I'm correct, it was Peter Cushing who originally played him. I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong, but it's just gone 3 AM in the morning and I am quite tired, but I really do want to get these videos out while they're kind of fresh in my mind. So yeah, he actually makes an appearance in the film, and it's not a short appearance, it's actually quite a long appearance, which I was quite shocked about. So they did do a lot of CG in this film with characters, and I'll tell you more about that later. Also, there is an appearance of the ship from Star Wars Rebels. I can't remember its name off the top of my head. As I did say, it is very late, it's just gone past 3 AM. So it's, I'm trying to remember its name, but I can't remember it. But it does make an appearance from what I saw in one scene in the background. You don't actually see any characters from Star Wars Rebels, the cartoon series. You do see Saw Gerrera, who was in the Clone Wars series, who was played by Forrest Whitaker, and he takes off a fantastic part. The only thing I'm going to say about it is, from what I saw in the Clone Wars series and the live action played by Forrest Whitaker, the characters are still very different from each other, even though they're meant to be the same character. But to be honest, if you don't watch the Clone Wars, it didn't really matter anyway, because he does take off a fantastic character as himself. Also, another callback to the Clone Wars and Rebels. I'm sure it's in Rebels. I've not seen these episodes yet, but I've been told he's in them. General Syndulla is mentioned in the background. It's actually an audio Easter egg that you've got to listen out for. When in the film, Jyn doesn't ask for volunteers, but has rebels volunteer to go on this, pretty much what they're calling a suicide mission. There's an audio playing in the background calling for a General Syndulla to come to the command center. Now, General Syndulla was actually in the Clone Wars, and as far as I'm aware, he's also in Rebels as well. And he was a Twi'lek, I'm not sure how people pronounce it, but he was a resistance fighter in the Clone Wars, and he actually was helped by Mace Windu to take back the main city on the Twi'lek homeworld back in the Clone Wars. So I thought that was a nice Easter egg. There was also an Easter egg for the Hammerhead corvette or frigate, I'm not sure which. They're an actual very big callback. They were originally in the KOTOR games, the Knights of the Old Republic games, which I remember playing quite a few years ago. which were recently taken out of canon by Disney, but these ships were brought back into canon recently with the Rebels TV series, and one of them plays a very pivotal role in this film, and it's just a very nice Easter egg to KOTOR fans and also fans of Rebels as well, and I'll try and get a picture of one of the Hammerhead frigates up for you as well. The next one is, there is a huge space battle which is only kind of hinted at in the trailers, but there is a lot of original characters that they've brought back. So the likes of Gold Leader and Red Leader, I'm sorry, it is very late at night, so I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but what they've done is they CG'd the characters into the background, so they're still in the cockpits and you see them. The footage does look kind of weird, but it's a very nice callback to the original actors, because they've now been brought back into Rogue One, and as you'll see if you watch the film, they actually do survive into A New Hope, which is where you saw them first. Also with that is there was call signs in Rogue One, like Red 5, which is Luke's call sign in A New Hope. Now, I think you can guess what's going to happen here, but sadly the character who does have the original call sign Red 5 does get killed. So I thought that was nice as well, that they did take it to the point of they had call signs there and the characters died, so those call signs became open and they were filled with further characters later on. So I did like that. And now the really big one, which is the one that really hit me as an Easter egg, and it actually brought a tear to my eye. Now, I've been watching these films since since before I could walk, to be honest. My brother was a huge fan of Star Wars, and I kind of took that on from him. So I've been watching these films ever since I grew up, and basically what happens is you're getting towards the end of the film. They've transmitted the plans, and the rebels are fighting a very badly losing battle. Vader turns up and starts boarding ships. Now, what happens is Vader starts cutting down rebels in a Mon Calamari. I can't remember the actual class of ship, but it's one of the Mon Calamari ships. And as they're doing that, Vader's constantly cutting down rebels, and one of the rebels has got the data plans in his hands that have been transmitted from Jyn Erso on the ground. And as Vader gets closer and closer, the door that they're trying to get through jams. And so what happens is he passes it through a small gap to a waiting rebel, and they start running. And the scene is absolutely beautiful, because Vader comes crashing through the door, and then suddenly you're in a completely different interior of a ship, which Star Wars fans will recognise quite quickly as the Tantive 4. You then see it being passed on to... I can't remember his name, I apologise. Not Wedge Antilles. The captain of the Tantive 4. Which he then walks to the bridge, and there is a character enveloped in white. Now, this character is very well known, and as far as I was aware, she wasn't going to be in the film at all. But then this character turned around, and it does turn out to be Carrie Fisher, and it looks like she's been CG'd to look at. I don't know whether it was her playing the part, but she was definitely CG'd to look a lot younger. Back to the New Hope, and she does actually have lines in this film, which is quite nice. There's also a few returning characters, as in Bail Organa, Mon Mothma, There is reference to Obi-Wan Kenobi when Mon Mothma talks to Bail Organa, and she talks about the Jedi, but that's only referenced. He's not seen in the film at all, so I'm sorry to ruin that for you, but yeah. There is a kind of lightsaber battle, but it's kind of one-sided, and that comes from Darth Vader. I'm just trying to think. There's not that many more Easter eggs I can think of that I really saw. This was my first watch, and I was kind of looking at it from the point of view of this is the first time I've watched it, I'm going to enjoy it, but these were just the Easter eggs I noticed at first. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy any more of these videos that are to come. I'm sorry it's not my normal video, but I just thought I'd kind of change it up a little bit and give this channel a little more content and a little bit of diversity. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys very soon.